I'm Shane.
I'm Bo.
We are your Kentucky Fried Critics.
Baseball season, baby.
That's right. You guys know we told you that we were going to do a whole bunch of these. I'm pretty sure we even got at least one more Hi-Wire.
Yeah, I think so.
Saved up for us, right?
Yeah, there's
pretty
one
sure.
more at least.
I don't remember which pitch it is, but it's another pitch.
Quadruple, triple low baseline infield homer. Boom.
Since we've already started going into it, and we've already even mentioned the beer company, Bo, you want to hit us? You remember what this is?
Oh, this is the low pitch.
High pitch.
Oh, is it the high pitch?
High Mosaic.
Mosaic. That's
IPA.
What was different.
Yeah.
So
It's
Hi-Wire, high pitch Mosaic IPA.
That's right. It's not the double high pitch. That's where you're confused. We've done the double high pitch, and we've done the low pitch, which is also why I don't know what the next one is, because I don't think it's double low pitch.
Is that even? That's not a thing. Is it?
You get what I am saying. I don't know what the next one might be, but I am pretty sure there were 4. So we will do some research. We'll get back to everybody. You'll probably see it when we do the next baseball movie.
They should have done a stout and called it black pitch.
Well, I think all of these are supposed to be like maybe
like tar.
Yeah, find something to do like a spitball.
Yeah, right. Stick to his hand. He'd go to throw.
Well, there you go. You just need to pitch this idea to them.
Yeah, there
about
we go.
the next pitch for them.
I saw what you did there.
I try. I mean, it was halfway there. So
5 points. I'll give you 5 points.
I thought I'd walk it the rest of the way. I'm sorry. You're opening the door for baseball puns. I'm gonna try
and
to
dad
take
jokes. You're getting both of them.
I'm gonna try my best to get as many of these as I can. If you're gonna set me up for them, I can't help it. All right, but yeah. On that note, let's go ahead and tell them the movie. Again. We take for granted sometimes
that it's in the thumbnail.
Yeah, but maybe it just rolled into.
You saw our face and was like, "Oh, those guys."
Yeah, or it just rolled into the next one. Hopefully.
Yeah. When you're painting your Warhammer miniatures, just not paying
and
attention.
You just let it go, episode after episode of us.
I do that. I listen to podcasts while I play video games. Just
that's what we want from our fans. We want them just to keep let it roll one into the next. That's what we want here. So yeah, hopefully that's what happened, and if that is what happened, so we are now covering the Bad News Bears.
The Bad News
Bears.
The fucking Bad News Bears.
So this is the
Not
one
that fucking knockoff.
Yeah, this is 1976. This is the original. This is the Bad News Bears. This is not Bad News Bears.
Nothing against Billy Bob, but this is the real one.
This is Walter Matthau.
I know, right?
I love Walter and drunk Walter Matthau, which is even better for some reason.
It's the best kind of Walter Matthau.
Well, it's very Odd Couples, right? Like, I mean, this is very
the cigars and the fucking beer and shit.
It gives you the very same kind of feeling, right? Like, I mean, it's good.
They should have played like the first few lines of the intro music when he rolled in the car in the very beginning. The smash. Wrecks into that trash can or whatever the fuck it was.
But yeah, so before we get into everything, let's take care of a little bit of the dirty work, I guess. Who's in it and all the other stuff before we just start talking about the fun stuff.
Part of the podcast.
We don't do a lot of it. Well, we do. Well, it takes a long time to get through it, but we usually just now.
It's usually our
new format is just usually like it's okay. It's okay that we'll take
mention
forever.
Somebody and it'll remind us of somebody else, and we'll talk about a completely different fucking movie for 5 minutes.
Well, that's the beauty of doing something like this unscripted, right? Like we get to just have fun and see where the moment takes us. Sometimes we end up talking about things that are nowhere near my notes. Nothing about what we're doing.
We're gonna fuck with them one day. We're just gonna come in here and just like stone face, just read just this guy, that guy. This dude, that guy,
and then be like, "End podcast done."
Roll the rolling rat, and just for like black screen for 5 seconds.
It's like
I got
it's an April Fool's joke.
Right
there. We gotta wait for when April Fool's falls on like the day that we release, and that's gonna be the perfect.
We told them now we gotta wait.
They won't remember by the time. Do you know what the chances that like a year like is gonna hit the right day for the April Fool's to be like when we release? It's okay. We got time. They'll forget. We can. I promise you. as long as we don't forget, we can circle back to this idea, and it will still work.
It's more likely we'll forget than the
100%.
fans. They're going to be like, you guys didn't do your joke. Remember in episode?
They're going to comment to tell us, like, you guys messed up. You missed your chance. And, if we missed our chance, like, what? I mean, it'd be so long before it would happen again.
We'll do one of those, like, really cheesy apology videos just for the fact that we didn't do a joke.
Was it the on the couch videos?
Yeah,
we're just on the couch.
Guys, I mean, like, we
really understand. We let you down.
We're gonna try harder, and we're gonna learn from this experience. And what are all the other buzzwords they fucking use in those?
Hey, I mean, it works.
If that's the worst we ever have to do doing this, yeah, hell yeah.
But so back to what we were saying, let's cover some of these. I think we can try to maybe do this a little bit faster. Yeah, and then just circle back to some of our fun, whatever we want to do.
Okay, I'll just be quiet.
It's okay. It's okay. You don't even have to be that quiet. I'm not saying we have to do it like non-stop direct. I'm just saying like maybe we
don't
can.
Want to speed run it.
I don't know if I can do that.
Get your auctioneer voice on, director.
No, I'm not ready for that. That's okay. I would have to rehearse for that.
That would be I'm not awesome, that kind of person. Though.
Maybe one time I'll surprise you with it.
Right, I'll just be like.
But this is not going to be that time, so let's just go.
All right, go ahead. I'll stop interrupting you.
I got the director. We got Michael Ritchie. Michael Ritchie is not a director. That's probably you probably don't. Well, again, we were never director people really. So yeah. I mean, we don't really usually know these things at all. But everybody else probably wouldn't know this either because he has directed some other ones, but they're just not the type of movies where you're like, I wonder who directed that one, right? Like,
yeah, it's just like, oh, that movie was cool.
What's like The Golden Child? Do you know that? The Eddie Murphy movie?
Yes.
I
like that movie.
He's the director of The Golden Child. But again, not the kind of movie where you're like,
I wonder who directed that. I would actually be more interested in who was the stunt coordinator and cinematographer for that movie. What I'm saying.
He was also the director of Cops and Robertsons. It's a Chevy Chase movie.
I feel like I've seen that.
And Jack Palance. Chevy Chase and Jack Palance. It's a good one.
I feel like I've seen that one.
It's a good
Probably
one.
Not.
Well, it's not really a good one. But
it's this hour version of a good one.
You will enjoy it, sir.
Nice.
I mean, I promise you that. But on top of that, he is also, for the Chevy Chase connection here, he was also the director of several of the Fletch movies.
I liked Fletch.
He was the director of the first one.
Nice. Good.
Maybe the second one. It might have been just the first two, like Fletch and Fletch Returns. I don't think he had anything to do with the most recent one.
I don't think I saw any of the sequels. I think I only saw the first one.
Oh. I mean, it's okay.
I didn't really miss anything. It's
more of the same.
Just for oddities and curiosities.
It's just more of the same. It's literally just
more of the shit. Yeah.
I mean, so it's not
double
bad.
Feature. That'd be fun. So get all your buddies together.
Oh yeah, we could do that. We could cover both of those in one episode if we wanted to do that.
Yeah, there we go. Just one gag to the other.
Yeah. Well, and then we could just like double up on the gags when they do
when they cross over.
Yeah, like when they share a gag, we can just
fuck. We're doing it again.
Yeah,
next person.
Yeah, next person. Thank you. I'm glad that you're the one that circled and brought us back. That's good.
Yeah,
we're evolving. We're getting both of us. We're getting better as people.
I just realized I was shit. We did it again.
As hosts, we're doing a good job here. So the next person is going to be the person who wrote it, and that's going to be Bill Lancaster. I mainly want to mention this because that's Burt Lancaster's son.
Nice.
Yeah.
Fucking legend.
Exactly. Like that's true Hollywood legend right there. But so is Bill, and you just don't realize it. Well, he wrote this, which again, like we all Tarantino, Kevin Smith, somebody like directors mention this as like one of their favorite
fucking
movies of all time. Yeah. So I mean, like this is just
I get it. I love this movie.
Well, and there's some things, dude. Like as far as directing, real quick before we say more about Bill and the things that he did, the directing, dude. One of the choices that they made, and I feel like it really adds to the movie, and it's probably why directors really enjoy it. They decided to do this as much as they could handheld.
I noticed that. There's a lot of shots where it's like somebody just kind of walking and then going around
to the documentary feel. It's to make it feel like we're watching a real team go through
we're so used to that style now. I didn't even pick up on it. I was just like, that's just how you shoot movies. What are you talking about?
No, that
was like a new thing.
Yeah, this was like groundbreaking when they did this. Yeah, and so like again though, it does though,
and they did it better. No fucking shaky cam.
No, it feels so good, dude. Like I mean, again,
this was before like the gimbal mounted cameras and
this
shit.
This literally feels like you again like what they wanted. It feels like you're watching a real team as they go through.
They hired people from marching bands so they could do that roll step with the camera fucking real steady.
They had to do something, dude. I mean, this is one of those things where again, it's one of those movies that a lot of people love and we all want to talk about. We all like it. It's great for the Little League, even though it's not Little League.
They do not call it that one time.
We'll get back to that, but yeah, it's Little League, but not Little League. But yeah, they definitely did some cool stuff behind the scenes, and it's not the kind of movie where we probably have footage of what they were doing, or you know what I'm saying? Like
this is back in the days when like cutting room floor literally meant that shit got cut
and was thrown in the trash.
It's
burned,
gone,
incinerated, right? Yep. And so like I would love to actually see how they were doing it. Somebody talking about it.
I bet those kids were just hellraisers. There's all kinds of footage of them.
Well, they had to,
flipping the fucking director out. Fuck you! I'm not doing what I'm told.
Well, that's what you want, though, right?
Yeah.
That's how you get the realism from the kids, right?
I saw an interview with the great Hambino, Patrick Hanna. I saw he was talking about it. He's like, no, like we were assholes. Like we were the worst group of kids.
But that's what the director wanted, I'm sure, though. Like, as much as he thinks that from his point of view, the director was like, but I love those kids because they gave me what I needed. Right? Like
apparently the assistant director pulled him off to the side and was like, "You're gonna do this shot, you little shitter. You'll never work in this fucking town again." And he's just like, "All right, damn, fuck."
Well, I mean, sometimes you gotta break down and be serious. So that's the thing.
I was probably worse. This is in the 70s when you could like fucking yell at kids and nobody batted an eye about it.
It was definitely certainly when like the number of hours they were allowed to be working was far more on set before they had to like, because today it's like super short. Like it causes a problem for children.
Yeah, it's like
on
like
set
4 hours.
It's something small,
and then they got to have like 2 hours off or something.
Yeah. Back for this, dude, they probably ran drills like crazy for some of those scenes and stuff. You know what I mean? Like those kids
they're easily putting in 8 hours like an adult back in the 70s. Any child 70s actors just happen to be listening to us. Tell us if it sucked.
This time it's my turn. Let's pull it back.
Damn it. Every fucking time. We can't help it.
So Bill Lancaster also wrote the sequel to this movie, but not so let's go ahead and address that. There are three sequels. There are 3 total. Sorry, not 3 sequels. There's this and 2 sequels. It's like Back to Training or something like that. That's the second one. Spring Break Training. I don't remember. Again, I've seen all of them. I did not pull a Bill and Ted. I did not watch all of them before coming in today. But I have seen all of them. I know you've not seen either of the sequels. But yeah, so it's like some kind of they call it some kind of breaking training or breaking camp. I don't something stupid. You get some kind of baseball connection. But it is not that. It is literally just all like another game. For some reason they get an invite to another place and they have to play in the Astrodome.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. No Matthau, no Buttermaker. Period. No, like that character is just not there.
They didn't even like recast him as anybody?
No Amanda, no Whurlitzer. There's no special girl pitcher. I feel
like I didn't really miss anything.
There is a pitcher named Carmen.
Oh, they just replaced her with another girl?
No, it's a guy.
Oh. Is that a reference to the song that keeps playing?
Well, I don't know, but I set you up for that. I knew what you were gonna do when I said it. I was just waiting for it to happen.
I mean, Carmen Sandiego.
I know why a millennial would go to girl immediately. I get it, but I knew I was setting you up when I said it.
Bastard.
But so yeah, after that though, they did one where they went to Japan.
Yeah, that's the one I heard of,
which is crazier, but somehow the better sequel. This is where it gets weird because again, like it's a sequel that the second one was not written by Bill. But the third one was. And so like you're returning,
to the original writer in the third one.
Usually when you bring back the guy who started something, you're kind of like, oh, wow, this is really where it got good. Maybe minus the Friday the 13th franchise, because I think Jason Goes to Hell is when that happened.
That one's really fun, though.
It's fun, but you got to admit, it definitely is maybe not actually the most connected to the original
weird
story.
Little worm sock puppets coming out of the dirt.
But generally, I would say it is probably a good idea. You can circle back to the original connection of everything a little bit better. Now, that being said, the third one is also the most like disjointed story and least baseball-y.
Aw.
Right? Because like they kind of get lost in the like let's telling a story of like kids having fun in Japan and like the cultural differences, which is probably great. Like 70s America probably needed to see that.
Yeah.
Right? Like just exposure to cultures that were not their own. But yeah, it was definitely, it lost the baseball a little bit. Like the baseball took back seat by the time they went to Japan.
They love baseball in Japan.
I know. And that's probably why it was written in so like the third one was just kind of forced to go. Bill had to take it there.
Yeah.
He didn't have a choice.
Yeah, because
whoever wrote
told
the
me
second
the
one,
end of the second one, they're like, well, whoever wins was going to go play in Japan.
Despite the fact that the second one was somehow more like an invitational game, because again, we all know how this one ends. We're not, spoilers if you need to hear that.
Spoilers for this like 40-year-old movie,
or the one that the remake that
the
came
remake
out. You know, like if spoilers for the Bad News Bears in any kind of way, but they don't win. They are indeed as bad as the name of the movie might imply. Well, actually, let's be fair. They were good by the time the movie ends.
Yeah,
but
comeback kids.
But again, but Buttermaker, because the movie is really about like character and like connections and character development, right? Like it's not a sports movie, despite like what you might think.
No, it's more of a,
because in a true sports movie, you're following the champ, you're following the underdog. You see them win. Right?
Not like, this one. It's all about just like people.
It's about the evolving
learning to
characters.
be nicer people, learning to just appreciate the game of baseball. Maybe it's not that serious. It should be fun because they're fucking kids.
Yes, exactly.
Which
so like
they finally figure out by the end of it.
So this is not really a sports movie, and I'll give Bill.
They're not going to be playing "We Are the Champions" at the end of this fucking movie.
I forgot how we got here. We should just move to the next person before we do this again. We're doing exactly what we said we weren't going to do, which is to get too carried away.
We need to quit drinking before we start.
Well, and we could do all of this in a couple of minutes, and it wouldn't even be like we could just let it go. But we keep forgetting that we've not covered everybody. Okay, sorry. Right. We're doing it again right now.
Next person.
Walter Matthau.
Yay! The man, the myth, the legend.
Who we actually don't have to say as much about because we have already done.
He's been on the show
Old
before.
Men. Yeah.
Go watch that episode.
That was a fun one. We had a
was.
blast. And we still need to do Grumpier Old Men at some point.
We need to just do the odd couple.
What we need to do is Grumpier Old Men in the summer. Or no, in the winter, right? Because we did it backwards.
Yeah.
We did Grumpy Old Men in the middle of last summer, right? Like even though that's the one that's set in winter,
like crazy winter. There's like 8 feet
and Grumpy
of snow.
Old Men is the one that's set during the summer, and so we definitely need to do that one. Yeah. We need to do that one soon. Flip it on its head, right? Like that's what we. No. We need to wait till winter.
Yeah, that's right. That's what
we need to wait until January, right? Because we can't do it during December because we're
doing Christmas.
Yeah. We have a theme.
Christmas theme month.
But
we Halloween theme month's coming up soon.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Ooh,
we are getting there.
My favorite.
But the only thing I'll say about Walter Matthau before we leave is, like we've already mentioned, this is fun Walter Matthau. This is like that era of, okay, well, what's crazy is like they want you to pseudo feel like younger Walter Matthau. Not younger as in like, like he is still a washed out old baseball player. But like when people of our generation think of Walter Matthau, we tend to at least think Dennis the Menace age.
Yeah, where he's an old man. He's like in his 60s.
And the problem here is that even like I can't see him even in these 70s like this and not still think that, because he already has the hunch. You know what I'm saying?
He's been an old man since his 20s.
He has, though. The way he walks, he just walks like he's just like,
and he's got those
worn
bulldog
down.
jowls of a face. He's just poor man. Poor guy. He's been old since he was born.
And I don't know if that's what people thought in the 70s too, but as someone who is like a zennial, millennial, whatever you want to call I felt like he was already really old man. Not just like a 30-something or 40-something-year-old washed-up ball player. I felt like he was like...
I felt like remind yourself this movie's from the 70s. You're like, man,
right? I felt like he was retirement age already. Right?
He's pushing 50.
I don't think he was that old, though.
I know.
It was rough.
I love you, Walter Matthau.
No, you're
no
great.
Hate, but fuck, you've looked old forever.
For a long time. Well, and it kind of works for him in this because, like, you know, I don't buy the story they want to tell us that he's a washed out ball player, because I'm just kind of looking at Matthau like, no,
he wasn't.
But the second we get to the first drunk scene when he's just like passing out on the field, yeah, I'm like, no, this I buy. Right, like, I'm like, no, this you got, Matthau, you nailed that.
Billy Bob Thornton, you could probably buy. He used to be like a ball player.
Back to this one though, I did see originally there were a couple other people, and I don't remember all of them, but I do.
Was Robert Redford one?
I think so.
Oh, that's what I was thinking while I was watching it. I would have cast him as this.
Warren Beatty, like 1970s Warren Beatty. But again, the problem I feel with both of them is that in the 70s, they were too young. They weren't, they're not Matthau.
That's true.
So they would have been playing a guy who, like, just washed out of baseball, right? Like,
like a year ago.
Right? And so, like,
instead of, like,
it changes the story a little bit, right? Don't you think? Like, when we're not seeing, like,
that guy would
old man washed out.
No, the guy who just washed out, he'd have a lot more like push.
Yeah, from the beginning.
To like make these kids better, and then he'd be kind of a drill sergeant. It'd be a different movie.
It'd be different. That's what I'm saying. So I feel like they, despite the fact that it's not where they wanted to go, they landed on the right movie. Thankfully, that's a good segue point to our next one. I did a good job this time. Yeah. I found a good way to keep going.
Go,
I know.
Go.
Stop. I need to stop.
Just let it ride.
On the note of, like, the movie went somewhere different than the original intention, but it's where it should have gone.
Yeah.
We have our second person that we should mention as actor-wise is just Tatum O'Neal.
Yes.
Despite the fact that she feels like she's the whole movie.
She didn't show up. She didn't show up till like 45 minutes.
The whole movie is a story of Buttermaker as the coach and his relationship with this girl that he used to be in her life, but he
used to be her stepdad, maybe.
Something. He used to date her mom. That's about the most we know for sure, is that he used to date her mom. We don't know anything else.
And taught her how to pitch. That's it.
But I don't know about you, but like when I think about the Bad News Bears, I think about that, and I think like that's like most of the movie.
Yeah,
It is not.
It
is actually so little of the movie that it's crazy that that's how my memory recalls.
It's a good 45 minutes before he even talks to her.
I looked at the timestamp. It is literally 45. It is literally halfway or better through this movie.
God damn! And he has to go back to her again to even get her on the team.
Well, the first time is early, but like 45 minutes, I think, is what I clocked as the first time she played for the Bears. So it's over halfway through the movie before she is a part of the team.
I guess because she's in like every scene after that, I suppose. That's the fun part of the rest of it's just kind of like, team sucks.
Once we get to the team and the team is good, we'll save some of that because I think it's actually kind of crazy if you actually think about it. But we'll get there. We need to finish this.
Yes.
Or we'll never finish.
We'll never do it.
It'll be another one where it's like an hour in and we'll be like, now we can talk about the
movie.
Even though we've already talked about 90% of it. This is what happens when you try to flesh out a new concept, right?
Right.
Like the new vibe for the show. Yeah, we gotta work ourselves out of it. But so Tatum O'Neal, before I finish, so like, she is Ryan O'Neal's daughter. I only want to specify this because like the difference between our ages is small.
Yeah.
But the difference between like the generation of me and you is sometimes big, right? Like a lot of the times me and you overlap perfectly to where like we know exactly the same things. But every now and then I hit you with things like, you didn't know who Ryan O'Neal was? And you were like, nope, don't know who that is.
No idea.
And so this is one of those like, we got to stop. Like Tatum O'Neal was super famous. Like when this movie came out, she was as famous as Walter Matthau. She's probably the only person. Like the rest of this movie is kids that
nobody heard of.
They are not famous. I don't want to be mean. People probably know them.
Yeah.
And maybe they do things outside of movies. They are not people
Team Tanner for life.
They are not selling movies is mainly what I want to get at, right? Like if you go to IMDb, you're seeing a flood of the pictures from this movie on their IMDb profiles, right? Like there's not pictures from
Remember when I was in this?
Because that's the only thing I did. Yeah, that's
Give
what
me
happens.
money.
Maybe. I'm not going to say that's what
I ain't going to hate on a motherfucker hitting the convention circuit and making $1. Hell no.
But so Tatum O'Neal, though, was another, like, big name.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so she was Ryan. She'd already done, give me a second. Again, it's Paper Moon or not Paper Moon. Maybe that's the new one. She did something with a moon.
No, not that one.
With her dad, right? So she is definitely pseudo famous. She did that, and she did a couple of other big movies after this one. After that, she did a lot of TV shows. After that, she was kind of just like, I'm famous because I did a couple of these movies early on.
Yeah.
And my dad is who he is. And I'll kind of just...
Give me money.
Yeah. She did TV show. Again, she's still a good at...
I know. She
was good in this. I buy her.
Back.
Well, and she did everything for this. I'll say that about her. She got trained herself outside of what the movie wanted. She wanted to make sure she could pitch. So for a movie like this, normally, especially for a kid...
Yeah, you'd have a double.
And there is a double for a couple of scenes. But
where she takes the drop kick to the chest.
It's something like 85%. No, I don't even mean that. I mean, obviously there are certain scenes she didn't do. But I mean like the pitching scenes. There's only like 2 that's not her.
Nice.
Like 85% of the movie is as she learned to be able to pitch to do everything they needed her to do.
Went method on it.
So for a girl her age, I mean, again, like she's showing that acting family come in there,
that's
right?
Like good
and
arm,
she's a dedication, and she really did it. So we got to give Tatum O'Neal her props. She really she went above and beyond what she needed to. I do want to at least mention, as I've already said, one person who was supposed to replace Matthau. We should do this for her because I did accidentally say this. Our regular fans didn't hear this because I'm that kind of vain.
Yeah.
Even though it's after the fact, I'll say it now.
But if you want to hear it,
you'd have to pay us.
You want to hear me?
I'm glad you picked up where I was trying to go.
You want to hear me fuck up? You got to pay me, motherfucker.
You got to pay me. I'll tell you that I did. But if you want to hear it live, then you got to pay me.
I like that.
Thank you. I'm glad that you picked up where I was trying to go with that because I was like, I don't know if Buzz going to get this. Yeah, so I accidentally said, while heavily influenced by too much alcohol last week, that it was Jodie Foster, not Tatum O'Neal. But I did feel justified because when I was doing the research for this, I saw she was originally one of the people. Well, she was originally gonna be. It was Whurlitzer. Amanda was gonna be her. 100%. But then at the last minute, she decided that she was going to do Taxi Driver.
Probably a better career move, honestly.
Well, certainly for like the Jodie Foster we know who did like tons of like independent style movies. That's the one that you'd want to be the basis. If Jodie Foster would have been this character, she probably never would. She wouldn't have been Nell.
No.
She wouldn't have been a Tay and a Ween.
Just a Tay and a Ween.
Sorry, we'll get there because I love Liam Neeson.
The movie is so funny.
But yeah,
it's not supposed to be, but
but it is. Yeah, so like we wouldn't have had the Jodie Foster that we were supposed to have if we would have went down that alternate. Dr. Lecter. Yeah, this is one of the few times I'll say that the time machine, the TARDIS can stay in the corner. We don't need to get the phone booth out. We've got 2 now, right?
We got
the
2.
TARDIS and the phone Bill and Ted phone booth. So we
just got a collection of like time devices. We didn't keep the DeLorean. We let Doc take that.
It's okay. That one takes up too much room.
That's true. Like, we'd have to leave it outside.
Yeah, these 2 can sit in a corner, right? Like 1 corner each. We're good. It's all right.
Just for the patrons. Like we're going to have to like buy replicas of these things for our set,
Dude,
right?
Whatever. I just want to have them. If there's a excuse to get them, then that's all the better.
What? It's for the show.
Exactly. Thank you. I'm glad
Can't
we're on
argue
the same
with
page. Exactly. Let's go on. We don't have it. We only have really 2 more people I even feel like we need to mention. One is going to be quick but sad, and the reason it's quick is because I know, Bo, you don't like the sad.
Yeah.
You don't like when sometimes we even cover movies that are overall sad, and we try to just
ignore it
past the sad part.
Fuck that.
Get back to the happy.
I like my world to be happy.
So we got to do one really quick. And so the first one that's going to be that's the first one. I hate when I say something dumb like that. The person that we need to go over quickly is Vic Morrow. He played was that Roy Turner? Turner,
Roy
is his last
Turner,
name. The
Robert Shaw's stunt double,
the evil coach, if you will, right? Like he is the antagonist to the movie, right? Like
you don't really even know he's evil until the end because he keeps giving all those
no, he's just kind of like a light-hearted. Well, he's kind of a light-hearted bad guy in the beginning, right? Like he's not actually a bad guy till the end.
Yeah,
in the beginning, he's just like. Bad guy, soft bad.
Yeah, you're like, oh, he's kind of hard.
He's the one that chases off the kid. You know, he chases off Kelly. Oh, get off my field. Yeah, he chases off the Whitewood kid. Toby. He chases off Toby because he's on the bicycle in the very beginning.
Right.
He's just kind of a douche.
He's a little uptight.
Yeah, he's not a horrible person till the end.
Yeah. Where he shows his true face.
So Vic Morrow, again, he is definitely, like you say, he's Robert. He looks in this movie, especially,
he really does.
Could be Robert Shaw. He literally could be the stand-in.
Just give him that
Robert Shaw. The mustache is like nailed on, perfect. He's maybe a little skinnier than Robert Shaw was for Jaws, just a little bit. But I mean, he
hasn't been sitting on a boat.
I'm trying to give him credit. The man looks looks
fit. Like a ball player.
He's fit. Yeah. But so the one again, he is also like Robert Shaw in that he had a storied career before this, right? Like he was in tons of things. This is about the point where he got to Robert Shaw levels, right? Like he did this movie, then after this, he kind of became the alcoholic we talked about for Robert Shaw. After that, though, he cleaned up his act, and you guys all might know him for one other role he had, which was in the Twilight Zone movie. Now, Bo didn't know him.
I didn't recognize
him.
Yeah, well, he had like white hair in that movie.
As soon as I told you he was the guy from the Twilight Zone movie, what did you say to me?
I was like, oh no, from the helicopter thing.
Bo knew. And so for anybody that doesn't know, the Twilight Zone movie, it's a great movie, first off. Yes. If you've never seen that movie,
it's great.
Go see it. It's great.
Just, if anything, just kind of for him.
But prepare yourself for the fact that if you decide to do a little bit of a deep dive, you will find out that there is tragedy in that movie. And it's him and some children. We won't go into
the Vietnam scene.
We won't go into details, but some people lost their lives, and he is one of them in shooting some of the movies.
This is when practical effects go too far, I guess. I mean, as much as I love them, sometimes there's
there's a limit to what you should do.
We can't actually do that. You know, so maybe we should fuck it up, fudge it a little. You know what I mean?
I agree, 100%.
But still watch that movie. He's great in it.
No, he is. He's great, dude. Plenty of people in the movie are really good. Aykroyd's in that movie.
Oh yeah, I forgot he's in that fucking movie.
There's great people. Lithgow's in that movie.
The
ghost
airplane.
Yes. He redoes the Shatner airplane. Yes.
There's
we gotta stop.
On the wing.
We gotta stop because I want to do that movie. We gotta stop because there's so much good in that one. But so yes, Vic Morrow is someone we should definitely mention. But we'll move past him. Sad part. One last person, then we can finally get into the movie. Because the rest of these kids, like I've already mentioned, not really famous, right? But we've got one last person. Again, as a child, luckily he escaped child actor like
purgatory,
you know,
or whatever.
Like
he didn't end up on drugs and hooking on the street.
Or I actually don't know his history. Maybe he did, but then he circled back.
He didn't.
All I know is
he didn't
that
Danny Bonaducci this shit.
All I know is that he definitely left the public eye for a little while and came back. And so that's Jackie Earle Haley. He's the one who played Kelly, who in this movie is important. He's our dope kid.
With the fucking cool dirt bike.
You know, Sugar Ray reenacted in the video. Come on. He was that cool. He was so cool that a musician reenacted the scene in a music video.
I didn't know that. That's funny.
You didn't know that in the Sugar Ray video? When he's playing pinball? That's what it was. Yeah, no, he was 100% trying to be Kelly Leak. He was Kelly Leak.
That's fucking funny.
Because Kelly Leak is that cool.
He's a badass with a Harley Davidson dirt bike, fucking Zippo.
No, listen,
cigarettes.
I looked this up. That is not a dirt bike.
That's an actual just Harley?
Yes, they were designing them at the time because at the time Japanese motorcycles were getting big and Harley was trying to compete with a Japanese thin tiny motorcycle, and that was their competition. But you can understand why Americans in the 70s would have seen that and said dirt bike because the size of it
and the sound it makes
is a
dirt bike.
But that's also why we see the couple of scenes where he is on the road.
That's right.
And nobody has a problem with
blinkers and shit.
Because it is technically a street legal vehicle. Now, the problem is he still would have been pulled over because this kid is 13 or 14 max.
Right.
So
cops are just used to him.
But yeah, Jackie Earle Haley played this character phenomenally.
Yeah, he did.
Other than one scene, I would have told you, like as a kid, I would have told you that this guy was like a foot taller than every kid on the team. Right? Like just the way you think about him. And even like watching it back now, I felt like that most of the scenes. There's one scene where you see him run across home base where you're like, oh shit, he's a kid. He's like a little kid like the rest of these kids. He looked tiny.
It's all aura,
you know the
right?
One
like he walks in a room and he's just like, fuck all
the second to last game when he hits that fucking when he runs across the bed, I was like, oh yeah, he's a little kid.
He's the same size as the other team's catcher. It's like, oh
yeah,
shit.
You're like, oh shit, oh yeah, okay. I
thought you were like 15. What's wrong with you?
You were like, oh shit, oh yeah, okay. But that's how good of a job Jackie Earle Haley did back then, right? Like you were just like, you feel it.
He maxed out his charisma modifier.
You feel the coolness ooze off of him.
He does that cool Zippo trick where he flicks it and lights.
He's so, the fucking necklace, the tight fucking necklace, dude, like he looks so badass.
We all wanted to be Kevin Leakey or Leak, whatever his name is.
Kelly Leak. It's Kelly.
God damn it.
He's got that name that's like, is it a girl? Is it a guy? Kelly.
Boy named Sue. Gonna be a bad motherfucker.
Well, in the 70s, Kelly was actually, I think, still solidly a boy's name. I don't think like the girl Kelly started until the 80s.
It's Kelly Kapowski's
Don't quote me on this, but like I feel like that's because it did used to be a very much more masculine name than a feminine name. It just made a transition at some point.
Yeah.
Things happen. Things are weird. Names are crazy.
Saved by the Bell's fault. Names. That's all it is.
We've not even said what people should know Jackie Earle Haley for his resurgence in the movies. And so he's got a bunch of them, really, though. So, like, he was Freddy Krueger in the new
Freddy Krueger?
Yeah, in the new Nightmare on Elm Street when they rebooted it in 2000 something. Thank you. I was like,
it's like 2010 or something, wasn't it?
Again, this is nothing against him. The movie itself, like, people didn't want that.
No.
It's just what it is. You know, I'm sorry. We like our classics.
Yeah, Robert Englund was still alive.
Just
there was no reason he couldn't do it.
Well, it's like so much makeup and prosthetics for that character already.
And the weird CGI scene where they just full turn him into a CGI character.
Again, we're trying to put him over, so let's.
I'm blaming the studio.
I know. I'm just saying, let's go to his next one because this next one you can't. The next one's both a good movie and you can't fault him for it. That's all I'm saying. Like it was. So he's also Rorschach in Watchmen.
Oh fuck! Is he?
Yes.
I thought his little face looked familiar.
Well, for like the split second you see Rorschach without the mask on. Yeah. But yeah, so
do it.
But he has also just been in like tons of TV shows and other things after that resurgence. Like he's one of those guys who like he got a little bit of a push back into the industry and he really like he did the best he could with it. Yeah. And he both embraces who he used to be because he does conventions despite the fact that, you know, a lot of people who get a resurgence like that might not do them because they're like, well, I'm acting again.
Yeah, I'm too good for it. Dude, I would
his vibe. His vibe was like, no, I love who I was. I am still doing things, but I want you guys to love who I was because I was a part of who I am.
Conventions and I'm the Bad News Bear guy.
I would love to find out that he is at like Little League conventions.
That would be awesome.
Which is a good thing because we crossed our finish line. He was our last person. We can now talk about the movie.
Fucking movie.
And that's why I used the Little League because it was my segue because we said we wanted to talk more about this. This movie is not the Little League.
No, they have completely different rule set.
They don't say it in the movie for, I'm going to assume, very specific reasons.
They're using like the NBL's playbook for this kids movie.
Well, maybe, but they also don't. They do like.
Well, when I was in Little League, you couldn't charge the catcher when you went to home base and knock him down. That was an out, whether he dropped the ball or not.
There's a lot of things that go against Little League. I'm not trying to say that, but I'm saying like the rules are just completely this movie's. Like you were like, maybe it's like Major Leagues, and I'm like, it's not even that. Like these rules are their rules. They don't fit either.
The guy Bill didn't fully understand how baseball worked. I
no,
guess,
it's
just kind of made it up.
No, it's more ingenious than I think you're letting it on. It's that he didn't want to pay the Little League or the Major League Baseball.
Oh, that's right.
He did this so that way they didn't have to pay some association because they were using their rules.
Name and shit. Yeah,
he is using baseball.
Yep,
baseball as a concept
generic
is not something you have to pay for.
That's why that chick hands Matthau the book and says, "Here, there's the new rule book. Memorize it."
Because it is not those rules. It is very specifically something they don't have to pay. They did not have to pay for licensing from anybody.
Hell yeah. I love it.
On the note, like I was saying, though, that the Bears are completely separate from the rest of the teams. Again, like they are the only mascot, not an actual baseball team. Yeah. But on top of that, the color scheme doesn't match anything.
Really? Nobody went yellow and white?
Nobody ever went yellow and white.
Not even like gold and white? Like that
that
sweet jacket fucking Matthau wears? You see
Not that I can think of, dude. I've never seen it.
It's a missed opportunity. Like, especially, if I was somebody, I'd make a new team just to play off the popularity of these movies.
You would think, right?
Right?
You would really think that they would try to take
is there like a football team that's already called the Bears?
There is the Bears.
Yeah. But not the Bad News Bears.
That's
fuckers.
That's right.
You're just a regular ass bear.
But so yeah, this team stands out. They everything else totally sports related except for them. They went Major League Baseball except for the Bears. I guess maybe if they went one too many teams, they would have had to start paying those royalty rights.
Yeah, probably.
Right, like the Yankees, they were like, "We'll let you slide."
They're the only three teams because they have the Yankees, White Sox, and Athletics are the only ones that get named, right?
Well, I guess would they have been paying those companies, or would those companies? Because the next thing I want to say is that because this movie is definitely at the dawn of the era of product placement. Did you see the absurd amount of product placement in this movie?
Everywhere.
Pizza Hut.
Multiple
times.
Old school Pizza Hut. Remember when Pizza Hut used to be like a nice place to eat?
Well, and they had beer for the adults.
Yeah, you had beer.
Minus whatever that beer was that they were... Did you notice the beer looked like water?
Yeah.
It was so see-through.
Was that Cerveza Cristal or whatever?
I don't
like
know.
That shit
dude,
from
it was bad. But yeah, so we had what? Pizza Hut. There were Coke was
Nathan's
100 times.
Nathan's hot dogs.
Nathan's hot dogs.
Every beer imaginable.
Wait, before we get to the beer, Builder's Emporium, which I only want to point out was in there because it was also part of Bill and Ted.
I didn't catch that one.
Also lets you know the California-ness of it all, right? So it's all
they had
there.
to do something. All these kids have like Brooklyn fucking accents. You'd think they were in New York.
Well, and again, like I said, the hat to you, I told you the hat even says New York Bears. So I don't know what's going on.
The script was written in New York, but they're like, fuck that. We're filming in Hollywood.
Where it's actually Hollywood. But then they fucked up by
the production team. Nobody told the prop department to fucking take the New York out of it.
Something happened. There was definitely a disconnect somewhere with these kids and everything that was going on.
I can't do anything about it now. It'd cost too much.
Well, I guess. But the beer, back to the beer, like you were saying, the beer is the best product placement because somehow it's like every beer.
Yeah.
Like he's not like your true alcoholic
who just has his one.
Buttermaker is a special alcoholic. He's open-minded. He'll drink
Spectrum
whatever,
alcoholic.
Whatever is handy, he'll give it a chance.
throw a little whiskey in it too.
He makes everything a Boilermaker, which is what makes Amanda's
It took me
nickname.
the second watch through to pick up on that shit.
Amanda's nickname for him being Boilermaker was so perfect because that's all he's doing constantly is making Boilermaker.
He doesn't even take a drink. He's just, half the time he just pours some out, throws a shot of Jack into it.
No, I love it, dude. Well, what's even better is that like it really goes to showcase like how wildly different of a time the 70s were.
Because he's just driving around, hanging out with kids. Other adults are coming up, talking to him. He's holding the beer. No questions.
Nobody has a problem with the beer. He just had to hide the booze.
Yep, that was it.
Right? Like, it was socially acceptable to have the beer everywhere.
Yeah, because it wasn't until the 80s when you weren't allowed to, like, you could still drive around with beer.
Back to the Future 1.
Yep.
Biff says, I was driving with my, like it wasn't a thing. He wasn't worried about being caught.
You ever
with
see the video that like redneck dude in his truck? Like, it's goddamn shame somebody can't get off work, enjoy cold beer on the way home.
But so again, it is a relatively new in the world concept. This whole like.
You forget
you shouldn't be drinking at all.
Yeah, because the whole time I'm watching it, I'm just like, nobody's questioning that he's just constantly walking around with a beer in his hand.
It's whatever. This movie, hardcore, went with the beer and like placement of beer. We had every beer. We could have done this movie a thousand different ways.
We could have just picked any beer.
We could have saved other baseball movies for this Mosaic Hi Pitch here. That being said, I also just wanted to do this movie. So
we could have done Mickey's finally.
I know. I saw it when I saw it. That's what I said. I was like, "Fuck, dude, Bo's been wanting to drink a Mickey's. We could have done the Mickey's.
Could have done it. What's that house party movie with Seth Green? Don't they drink fucking Mickey's?
I don't know. We're just gonna have to look it up.
We'll find something. Point. I'll finally get to try it.
But yeah, like I saw so many different things where I was like, man. But yeah, there was Schlitz. There was High Life, but we've done that.
Yeah, we've done that one.
Not saying we can't revisit drinks. We've never set rules up like that.
I don't know. Do we have a constitution for the show?
No, because we were smart enough not to like. Well, again, dude,
manifesto of Kentucky Fried Critics.
We're literally in the middle of the new format. I think we've proven that we've got no set in stone anything here.
Pretty open-minded here. Willing to change.
We're not those kind of people you have to worry about being like I hate new things. We change. Yeah. We're willing to do whatever. We listen to you guys now.
Adapt
we
and overcome, man.
We used to say whatever. We do what we want.
That was when no one was listening to us, so it was way easier to say whatever.
Finding us now. That's true. That is very true. That's very true. All right, now I think at this point though we can just get into the fun of the movie. Again, like we've already said, at the heart of this is a fun movie about like kids.
Baseball.
Well, and it's baseball, and it's kids interacting with each other and like getting to be kids, right? Like, because like the whole idea here is like this was a team that was all out.
Crap.
Like, well, they were rejects.
No one wanted to take them
for different reasons. So like none of them had friends outside of possibly each other. They all found friends out of the team.
Playing baseball.
This version, as opposed, like the modern version, tries to do a better job. The Billy Bob Thornton, like of saying like all of the kids found friendship here. This one really just tries to iron it home with the two kids, Tanner and Timmy.
Yeah,
right, like Tanner and Lupus. For the one, the scene, the fucking hot dog, like fucking ketchup on his head. Hey man,
you want to eat some of my burrito? He fights like
smashes
two fucking guys.
Yes. Well, it was
Roy Turner's kid and his buddy.
Right to say the douche, but later comes around.
You find out why he's a douche at least.
Yes, we do. And when he turns around, he fully he's like honorary bear.
Yeah,
right. By the time he turns around, yeah. So again, like I hated in that scene, in the burrito smashing scene. You're like, fuck that kid. Yeah, get him,
dude.
Tanner,
I was rooting for Tanner so hard. I was like, get him. He went for the like single leg takedown and shit.
But in this one for sure, that was the scene to let you know, like. All of the team found camaraderie in each other, right? Because like Tanner hated Lupus.
Yeah.
But it was like that total little brher moment where he was like, look, I can pick on him.
You
can't.
Fuck
a bunch of you saying shit about him.
Like me and my brother. I'll you up if
right?
you do.
And so that's exactly what we saw there. Like that was the moment, like they are a team. They are fully together, because that was after he already like tried to shit on Lupus.
Yeah,
right?
he's just like, man, you make me sick. Go sit over there while I'm eating.
But
and
he was like, oh shit,
but you
wrong.
come up and
I'm
you
wrong.
pour ketchup on my boy like that.
No, well, and again, that's what makes the ending so much better. When Timmy fucking pulls the fucking catch out of his fucking ass.
Catches it. If you pay attention, he barely caught that shit too. The
I
ball's
know.
like half hanging out of his glove.
Well, that was like the best timing ever too, like, because that's like half of the people were leaving the park. And
at the end, didn't that piss you off?
Oh,
like
100%.
All these people are like, they lost, and it's literally just the Bears' parents out there.
I hate the Cleveland character through the whole movie. The woman, Cleveland.
Miss Cleveland or whatever her name is.
Just Cleveland. They never say Miss. They say her nickname is Cleveland. They go, a woman named Cleveland. That's all that's ever said. So don't.
No,
her last name is not Cleveland as far as I know.
I want a recut where they put Cleveland from fucking Family Guy in all of her shots.
I'm just saying though, like at no point do they tell us it's Miss Cleveland. Cleveland is literally just her nickname for some godforsaken reason, dude.
She ball boyed for the Cleveland Indians,
but you
I
get
guess.
what I'm saying. Like, it's not Miss Cleveland. It's definitely just she is Cleveland. But I hate her through the whole movie, but I hate her the most at the end when she lets people, like, she's the one who's like in charge of the league. She should be the one telling parents,
none of the game's
fuck
not
you,
over.
Stay till everybody's done. She's telling them to leave. She's like finding some of the parents, thanks for waving
coming.
them over
you
to
can go
the
ahead and
gate.
Go.
Yeah, dude.
This is a lost cause.
I was so, like, again, like I said, I hated her from the beginning.
She gives you no reason. Like the very first time you meet her, she's giving Matthau the equipment, right? And he's like, this equipment's like had it. And she's like, well, this is what you're gonna fucking get, and you just goddamn deal with it because you're the last team on the fucking roster and shit.
Like I said, I hated her from the beginning, but that was the one that cemented it, dude.
The scene, it's cute. The scene with Tatum O'Neal and him, the Kelly kid, they're riding the motorcycle around. It's all cute. They're like, oh.
Yes, no, I don't know why.
They drive. I hate that fucking kid. It's like, bitch, why? He's not even in your field this time.
I didn't like her the whole movie, but that last part with her and the team and just like telling everybody to leave, I really despise.
I want to know, like, she have like fucking dartboard at her house with all the Bears fucking pictures on it. It's like, I hate these fucking kids. These goddamn monsters.
Well, you have to remember though, and it's one of those things that it's easy for like me and you not to think about, but in the 70s it was a big deal. This was the beginning of like legal culture in America.
Oh yeah, because
they say the only reason this team exists is because they were going to sue.
That's right.
For them to exist.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
And he could have sued any other district.
But he wanted this one because they're the most competitive or something.
Well, and again, to throw back to like what I had already mentioned, how like so many directors say this is one of their favorite movies. Like, you can even feel it in modern kids' sports movies. Because like, dude, like, how much of the Mighty Ducks borrowed from this?
I wasn't going to say it.
How much, dude? Like, we've got the legal, like again, like the reason the legal is involved is a little bit different, right?
Yeah,
but there's still a legal involvement of adults and being forced into kids' sports happening here. There is still a fat player who has to come over odds.
Don't you disrespect the Goldberg?
I'm just saying that it's a little suspicious. No,
they did. They lifted a lot. I wasn't going to say anything because I love Mighty Ducks so much, and I hate to.
Dude, even
I don't want to be like, well, they ripped a bunch of shit off.
Do you know how? Look, like so far, I've been nice, and I've been broad stroking the things that they borrowed from the movie. Right?
I like the wide paintbrush though.
Can I zoom in?
Yeah,
can I zoom in for just a second?
Zoom in like they do now.
Because one time there is at least one scene that is almost stolen straight from this one. He has the limo go out on the ice.
Mm-hmm.
And then the limo gets fucked up by a puck.
Yep.
Just like how Matthau parks his car too close to the field.
And it gets fucked up by the ball.
Okay.
Hush. Don't ruin my child.
You got to tell me, like, Like, that's a zoom in. That's not even a broad stroke. That's like, they stole that scene.
They really did.
I'm not trying to say it's bad.
No,
great.
I don't want to fucking say that the Mighty Ducks ripped people off. I want it to be an all original, and it's great.
It's not even, but so many sports movies.
I
do.
know.
Like, adult sports movies take things. I know. I was like, there's some shit
I've seen from like full-on adult
this
movies.
Movie inspired a generation of people making movies after it, and that's all I was getting at.
Did this movie start the like we need a ringer pitcher fucking trope?
Probably. Well, if it, I don't know if it did.
I don't know enough about baseball movies.
I don't know either. I mean, 76 is pretty early. It's definitely possible. Do you want to know another thing that'll blow your mind that you probably don't know about this movie?
Okay.
You know how like all the scenes have the operatic music?
Yes, it's Carmen from the.
Do you know why it's there? This movie came out on the 100th anniversary of when that opera came out, and so again, I'm pretty sure they also just got the music really cheaply.
Yeah.
But that's why think about it right now.
There's not a lot. It's all just that song.
It's all songs from that opera. That specific one.
Every time I hear it, all I think about is the episode of Hey Arnold.
What I was going to get at to you is that, like, think about it. There's no other music.
No, there's really not.
It is that. There are operatic themes.
Hey, this was everybody's first intro to opera.
It was so. Well, and certainly, like, now, again, like we were already getting at, like, how many things were inspired by this movie. How many times have you heard those songs being the inspirational music in a sports movie?
It's true.
This was the first one. This one didn't steal it from other sports movies. Other sports movies stole it from this
because
one.
They got it super cheap and it was the anniversary. The director's just like,
I think that's cute.
Throw it in there. No, it's like, it's this, and it's great because like there's two. If you've listened to the entire opera, there's two like specific kind of like strains. There's the kind of I call it the derpy Carmen, where she's kind of where they're doing really bad.
The movie does. I was gonna say the movie uses two songs and they use them very specifically. One is triumphant, and one is when shit's going
like
bad,
fucking everything up. But
and
they're basically the same chord progression, though.
Yes.
All I think is the episode of Hey Arnold where they do the opera and the kid with the glasses. He's singing about the bullfighting shit. He's just like pork rinds and groceries rolling in manure blows to the head. I can endure. That's all I think every time I hear it.
So we've gone on a little bit of a
adventure
here so far. Before we go too much further, before we try to get to the end, before we do anything drastic, we should try to make sure we name all of our characters. Do you think you can do that?
Hang on.
Okay, let's go back and forth.
All right.
One person to one person.
All right, I like it, yeah.
Let's start really easy because we don't need to worry about anybody outside of the team.
Yeah.
Right?
Just
we can agree.
Just our Bears.
So let's start really easy.
Bears.
I'll pitch it off with the coach. Excuse me, the manager.
Can we talk about that for a second?
Let's do this real quick and then let's talk about that.
What? They're little kids. Why is it a manager?
There's a reason I want to come back to that, and I think you already know maybe.
All right,
it might have something to do with one of our other bits that we have to come back to. But yes, so yeah, the coach, the person in charge of the team.
There we go.
Buttermaker. Coach Buttermaker. It's
Did they give us his first name ever?
One time, and it's not important. Like it's only used like once in the movie, and then it's only ever used again in the TV show.
Can I guess? Because I want to call him William Buttermaker for some reason.
You can. I don't remember. I probably have this open somewhere. Give me a second. I can tell you. Morris.
That's even worse. That just makes me think Morris the cat.
It's Morris. So again, in the movie, we only ever hear Buttermaker or his nicknames.
Boilermaker.
And you know the other nickname he got?
No, I didn't catch the other
one.
From
Roy, from Dickhead Coach. Butterworth.
Butterworth.
Like Mrs. Butterworth.
Do not insult the syrup.
He called him Butterworth at least 2 times in the movie.
All right, Timmy Turner.
So yeah, Roy definitely was again. Well, again, by the end, like we already said, total douche, beats his kid.
Yeah, dude, slaps the shit out of him.
Horrible guy.
Yeah.
Just in case we forget to get back to that, we have to actually. Earlier, we didn't address what he did wrong. We just said he did wrong. Yeah. We have to address how bad it was real quick in case we don't circle back. He beats a kid.
Yeah,
it's rough.
Slaps the dog
it's
shit
a fucked
out
up
of him.
Scene. It really does halt the movie for a minute, right?
Yeah,
you just like
everybody stops, the whole crowd, dude.
The music stops, like everything. In the movie is just like, in case you were not paying attention right now, we need you to pay attention.
He's just like trying to justify it. He's like, he could have killed him throwing a ball at his head like that. It's like, he has a fucking helmet. Yeah. I played baseball. I took a fastball straight to the dome. You're okay. The helmet kind of, it sucks, but you're not going to get knocked the fuck out.
Before we get any further, let's go back. So like we were doing here, back and forth. I already got one.
Buttermaker. Ogilvy.
All right.
Our statistician, the math guy.
Toby Whitewood.
Yeah, the whole reason the team exists.
The movie starts with this kid. Yeah.
Because his dad's like a politician or whatever. Okay, my turn. Tanner, my fucking favorite. My dude, he'll fight anybody.
Ahmed
is a good one. Our speed demon with the...
Wants to be Hank Aaron. He wants to switch hit.
Yeah, he wants to hit, play right field.
He wants to do it all.
I like that they gave him sunglasses so the sun wouldn't get in his eyes, because that was like his excuse.
Yes,
for not catching balls.
Very specific. Yeah, it was good character development right there, dude. Perfect. All right, it's yours. You got one? We've said
Amanda. Just get that out of the way.
Whurlitzer or something like that, right?
Last
it's
name?
Something. It's crazy last name, dude.
Not Wallowitz. That'd be too funny.
No, Whurlitzer.
Whurlitzer.
I had it right. Yeah. Whurlitzer. Engelberg.
Yeah, I love Engelberg.
I was surprised you didn't hit Engelberg. That's why I was like, I was giving you the opportunity. I was giving you the time, but we're getting down.
I was trying to get the easy ones.
We're getting down to brass tacks.
Miguel,
good.
Little tiny Miguel.
Timmy Lupus, our hero, by the end.
Why did they make him look like he actually had
lupus?
I don't know.
I love that you said that because
pale.
It's all I kept in the 70s. Nobody probably knew that, right?
Yeah.
Like lupus, they're just like whatever. Okay, it's a good last name.
He does. He looks like he has
lupus.
Us
like living in today, where like that, like it's a little bit more like medical shows exist and tell us.
We got
WebMD. Yeah, lupus. Horrible last name for this pale ass little kid, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Every full moon, he turns into a werewolf. It's fine. Oh, shit.
I think we're basically done. There's the other Mexican kid who I can't think of the name of.
Jesus Christ. I feel bad.
Dude, I don't know.
Jose? Oh, was it Jose?
Did you say Kelly Leak?
No, I didn't. I left out Kelly.
Yeah, I think we're officially at the end, though, now. Like, that's every player.
Yeah,
I'm proud of us.
Did
already.
They even name the other ones?
I don't even know if we actually see them.
I don't know.
That's already more than 9. Right?
I don't know.
They just need 9 for a team. Yeah? Something?
I guess.
So
how many? I forget.
Now that you mentioned that, I want to bring that. There are technically others, right? Like, so in the second movie, since some of the actors don't come back, they don't just replace them. Anytime an actor doesn't
give somebody more screen time.
Anytime an actor doesn't come back, they just pick. So like I told you, there's a new pitcher, Carmen, a guy in the second one because Amanda Whurlitzer did not come back.
Rudy Stein. There's another name. That's right. I forgot about pitcher, Rudy, the other pitcher.
That's right. The guy who had to keep taking the pitches.
I'll take it right in the kidney that one time. Fuck.
Good job. You win.
Yeah.
You win because I definitely know that I can't name anybody else.
Oh, yeah.
You win.
Champ. Can't see me.
But yeah, so in each movie though, that's what they do is when an actor doesn't come back, instead of like recasting
them or anything,
they essentially are just like, there's a player in the background.
They just take a look around like, you've never been on screen, really? Come here, can you act? No, fuck it. Here's your lines.
If anybody asked, you were in the background in the first.
You were here the whole time,
right? Like that's how they work it, right? By the third one, I want to say like, the kid who played Ahmad didn't come back, right?
Oh.
But they had a new guy playing his little brother. who just replaced him on the team. You know what I'm saying? Like,
remember Ahmad?
Oh,
I'm his little brother,
yeah,
Shamad or whatever.
something, dude. Like something. But tell me, in the '70s, that wouldn't have been a focus. The fact that there were 2 black kids on the team, it would have been a big deal. It would have been, well, again, especially because we already got the wild scene.
Tanner?
Well, no, Ahmad's scene is not even that. No, Tanner is wild. The shit that he says.
The fucking mouth on that kid.
The things he says that we can't repeat today.
No.
This would not only, again, we're not monetized to start with, so
this would just like guarantee we can't.
Exactly. Like if we were, it would demonetize us, and the fact that we're not monetized, it would never let us.
I bet you money you can't even find this scene on YouTube.
Oh, it's rough. I was surprised it was like I thought that maybe.
Well, we watched it. We watched it on TBS when we were kids. They cut that. I was shocked, man.
I also was surprised that like at the beginning of the movie there wasn't like a more drastic version of whatever it said. You know, like graphic language and shit. Like, because nowadays we get very specific. Like Disney sometimes
racism.
Yes, Disney sometimes.
Why didn't Whoopi Goldberg pop in the middle of this and be like, "Look, it was a different time, but we can't just erase this stuff."
But the shit that comes out of Tanner's mouth is wildly racist. I do at least gotta give Ogilvy. When he
comes around, he's like, "Look, man, you're the only one who isn't."
That's not all of the things you just said. Again, we can't say them.
Again, it's fine, but they happened.
But he definitely Ogilvy was
all these racist minorities you just popped up are about to beat your ass.
The way Engelberg looked at Tanner after Ogilvy said that shit, I was like, dude, for real though, Engelberg is gonna sit on you. He's one of the things that you just said. He's one of them.
He's like, I'll smother your ass.
Again, it was great. But so my favorite scene though is Ahmad. It's one of my favorite. Like it's my favorite for a couple of reasons. It's really fun because it's like it's insane to see. It's the end of the first game.
Oh, when he just runs off.
Like the game ends, they lost. He strips naked, jumps the fence. Literally in my notes, I was like, "Where was this athleticism during
a minute ago? That's like an 8-foot fence you just cleared.
Fence like it's nothing, dude."
Marines would be proud of your fence hopping skills.
And so I was like, I love that part. It's already kind of funny because you're just like, what is this kid? Where did that come from?
He's just in his underwear hanging out in the tree.
And then we get the Toby. Toby walks up and he's just like, I don't know if you know this, but Ahmad's naked in a tree. I told him not to.
Go tell his parents. What the fuck are you telling me for?
No, I love it. But it's the other reason I love it, other than the comedy of it, is if we're talking about why this movie is so great, like part of it, like we said, is character development. This was that linchpin moment.
Yeah, this is the first scene where
this is the Jimmy Dugan stops drinking moment, right?
Yeah.
Like by no means does Buttermaker stop drinking right now. But this is the moment where he's like, "Oh fuck, these are kids,
and I
gotta actually talk to them like kids, right?" And so, he climbs the tree and he has this talk with Ahmad. Dude, like, I love every bit of this, dude. Ahmad even, like, calls him a honky and he's like, whoa.
Let's not bring race into this, man.
I'm talking to you right now,
we got enough problems.
Right? I'm ball player to ball player right now. We don't need to bring that into
totally
this.
Works him into fucking buying his shit. He's just like, you don't remember when Hank Aaron had like 46 errors when he was
Sandlot ball?
I can't believe you don't know this. He's your favorite ball player.
Ask Ogilvy.
That was the best part. Ask Ogilvy. He knows.
I'm telling you, dude. Again,
you think he did? You think he went up to?
Oh, had to.
Matthau had to have like gone around and been like, "Look, I told him some bullshit."
We didn't see, right? Like modern day, it would have been filmed and just not used. Back in the 70s, 100% just not filmed. But the scene we didn't get to see was 100% that he went to Ogilvy before Ahmad could and was like, "Look, if he comes and asks you about Hank Aaron in the Sandlot game, you tell him about the 62 errors or 42 or however many errors it was. You tell him about them."
Right, just fucking including.
When he was not.
Hey, you got to include people on your kayfabe, man. Otherwise, it doesn't work.
I'm telling you right now, again, like I love that scene for it's such a good scene for multiple reasons. It's super hilarious. It's super good. Like it really pulls together the It's the transition point. It's it's the point where it goes from like drunken buffoon
who doesn't give a shit, he's just here for a paycheck, to fuck, I actually should probably teach these
it's
kids
the reason
some
he
baseball.
went in the next day and got the paycheck and said, fuck this, I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
right? Like if he wouldn't have had the moment in the tree, the rest of it would never have changed.
No.
Right?
Definitely
it's
wouldn't
good.
have.
So on that note, I want to talk to you about the games in general, right? So the movie does a couple of things that I think is mistelling of the number of games that had to have happened in this season.
Yeah, because there's only like 4.
There are 7 teams.
But they only play like 3 of them.
That doesn't, I'm not even worried about that. It's the way they talk about the Bears through that progression. They lose the first 2 games.
Bad.
Okay? Then they win one. Finally.
Finally. It's really great. This one when they get Kelly on the team.
And then there's a forfeit.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the forfeit. That poor coach, he's like, no, look, I can like move these people around, and that Cleveland bitch is like, no, fuck you, you have to forfeit.
And then there's a barely win against the Athletics for the second time they played them, and then it's the pennant race for
we're at
Yankees.
the championships.
Wild how fast that happened.
Yeah.
7 teams is still small, but there should have been more rotation going on before we got to the pennant.
When I played, we played teams multiple times.
I agree. This is maybe that difference with Little League. They didn't want to take a chance on having to pay somebody royalties.
I played for the Athletics back in the day.
But so, like that already was like one of those things where it was like, how are we doing this so quickly?
So we only got like an hour and 45-minute run time.
I guess that's a good reason.
Yeah.
I guess that's a good reason. But yeah, like it was one of those things where it was just like I can't ignore how quickly the season is supposed to be going by, right?
My thing is, I like this movie because it made me just want to play baseball.
No, it's
like more than like all the other ones we've watched. This one, I was like, I fucking miss baseball.
Well, it's because you were
you played this. Yeah, I played this baseball. I got in trouble for drop kicking the catcher when I went for home.
It's easy to understand how you could miss the world of baseball that you were in, right?
To be 10 again, says the old man.
That's it. That's the dream.
Yeah, though. Right.
That's why movies like this exist. They exist for us to go back to and dream of a time that doesn't happen and we could never go back to if we wanted. But that is also the reason why you don't want to be a butter maker and end up in the position he's in
that time.
Well, or being stuck in the position of having to teach like again, like you think it's so much fun. Do you want to be the guy coaching the kids?
Fuck, I'm a bad person to ask. I don't like kids.
But no, that's
even somebody who likes kids though. I would be like, how do you do that?
That's my point. Like, but this is what happens. The movie proves it too. These parents who remember doing it when they were young are like, oh, I wish I could capture that, and they think somehow by being the coach
they could get it back.
And that is not what happens.
Turner, that's his coaching.
That is
method.
100%.
He's like, I was so close to the fucking minors. Now I can project it on my son.
Well, see, but that's not what the funny part is. Like, that's who he acts like. But that's technically who Buttermaker is. Because Buttermaker was the one who was almost in the major. Yeah, he was almost there. He was almost in the big game. Didn't make it. We always got to talk about that spring fucking training camp. The number of times that training camp gets brought up is outrageous.
He struck out somebody. I can't remember.
Ted Williamson.
Struck him out.
I only remember because it's aggravating as fuck the number of times he brings it up.
Well, the kids even ask for it. Like after the 3rd time, they're sitting there. They make him the martini.
No, the first
and they're like, "Oh, tell us about when you struck out."
The first
Ted
time
Williamson
they make fun of him for it. The second time they're like, "Let's hear about that. Yeah, that was a good story." Then the 3rd time is when he's drunk on the mound and falling
falls the fuck over. I love this fucking movie.
It's a lot of fun. All right.
I think we're done.
I think so, man.
We've covered this pretty good.
Is there a scene that took you out of the movie?
One of them is stupid, where the politician guy is just like thinks he can pull the plug on the whole thing after one game. It's like that's not how it works, man. You can't just be like, nope, we're done. The team is gone. Like, if the kids want to fucking play, they're gonna fucking play, as proven by the movie. The big one was at the end of the movie where he's just handing them fucking red stripes, and none of these parents are yanking them out of their hands.
Dude, so
I get it's the 70s, but still.
I was about to say,
Lupus is like 8.
I feel like that's one of those, like, it's a combination, right? Like, it's a combination of it's the 70s, so we can't understand the time discrepancy. Like
yeah.
But it's also that in the 70s, it was already more of a thing that the older generation, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
I guess.
It's not something that was commonplace then. It's something that, it would have been commonplace before.
Yeah. I just remember in the remake, Billy Bob Thornton's doing it, and the guy starts to object, and he's like, "It's non-alcoholic beer." They had to throw that line in for it, but this one, they're like, Matthau's just like, "Well, if you paid me more, I would have got champagne." That was mine.
I hate myself right now because so I came in with multiple things. I'm not gonna lie.
A list.
Well, not a list, but just multiple things. Again, because this is kind of a fun little category, right? We're not trying to be super serious.
Yeah, we're not super
literally it's the thing
anything
that makes you hate the movie. It's not serious like that. It's just the kind of thing that that's kind of weird. That kind of doesn't really make sense, right? So I came with multiple, and I know earlier we hinted at one. This is a problem when you drink too much. Is that I don't remember what. Do you even I know that I'm making fun of myself, and you were about to laugh with it, but you don't remember either. And I even had to say to you. Right, but you remember I said it.
Yeah, I remember you saying something.
So again, doesn't matter.
Maybe we shouldn't drink before we start.
Whatever. Well, or drink as much when we. I don't know what this is, but that's part of what makes it fun.
We'll find the golden ratio one day.
That's what makes it fun. But the beauty here, though, is that I did come with multiple, so we're okay. I still have things that were the things that made me feel like I don't know if that's real. Right. One of them, that motorcycle. When he hopped the base,
oh yeah,
dude, the amount of air I know we see it. I know it's real. I believe that happened.
We'll have to go back and look real close to the footage. Maybe they built a little dirt ramp.
Did it not feel crazy? As someone who's stood on top of a baseball base.
If anything, that should just flipped him over the handlebars.
Did you feel like he should have hopped into the air
right,
and had fun riding off into the distance? I was like, I don't know if I believe that that's how that went down.
No, they gimmicked it somehow. It's a wonder the stunt guy didn't break his leg to crash into the fucking wall. Jesus. He smashes fucking hard. You even see the guy go, ah!
The fact that look, when you watch that scene, he hits that fence so hard, he literally almost flips over. It looks like the actor playing the guy that chased him had to catch Jackie Earl Haley and pull him back.
Go just flying over the wall. Yeah, a little bit.
He is again, this is the 70s versus today for filming, right? Because
wasn't as safe back then.
I don't feel like that was today that would be a tiny
an adult man who's just small
doing a stunt. I don't feel like that's what that was.
He just did it himself. He was like, "Fuck you, I got this." He wasn't even supposed to smash into the wall. That's what we're gonna find out. It was a complete accident.
I'm telling
just lost control of the motorcycle.
So in the trying to respect the fact that I don't remember the specific one, and to prove that I had multiple.
One more. Give me another one.
Another one that took me out a little bit, and this is maybe just because we're not old enough to know if this is true, was Engelberg and the reference to having to go to a psychiatrist or a therapist
dude,
or whatever.
76.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
For just for weight.
Yeah,
even.
just for
weight.
Just
He's
being
just
overweight.
a heavyset kid, and he was going to a therapist.
It's a funny ass line, but I don't buy that. Especially his parents having the money to do it in the 70s.
Well, because they are specifically supposed to be, as Tanner used a lot of language we can't say. The kind of kids that maybe shouldn't have been affording
they're
a therapist.
Poor kids, basically.
Well, he used some more choice language, but yes, poor kids. Poor kids.
Yeah, generally.
We'll go with that. But yeah, I feel like it's crazy that they mentioned that. I think that we're almost done, but one thing that I want to say to everybody in defense of Engelberg, only because me and Bo both came in talking about this and somehow got here to the end and not remembered to say it, but we're talking about him again, and this is the scene that kind of led to that.
It did.
We want to defend the fat kid.
As a former fat kid,
he's eating the chocolate bar.
It has energy because chocolate has energy. I need sustenance.
The kid is not like, okay,
he's not wrong.
The mentality he had in saying it
is wrong.
The words were true. Said, very true.
A lot of calories. A lot of energy. There's sugar, which is going to boost it.
Like, we all today like to act like calories equal bad. Calories no equal bad.
That's a 90s bullshit. Like, you
calories just mean energy.
Yeah. You want to burn more calories than you put
intake.
In.
That's the only thing that calories mean, right? Like,
right.
That's only if you're trying to lose weight. If you're trying to stay the same weight, you don't even have to do that.
Yeah, you can just kind of eat and keep working out.
Yes. So again, like, the boy was right.
Yeah.
In the words he said about the chocolate bar. The mentality he had about it. It's just
wrong. He's using it as a crutch to stay fat.
Yes.
But Engelberg is my spirit animal.
When he said those words, the first time I was watching this for the podcast, I paused the movie to say to my wife, the boy's right.
Yeah, he's right.
He is not wrong. I don't care what anybody wants to say about this.
I'm glad I'm not the only one who does that.
He's not wrong.
I'm alone, and I will pause movies and turn to no one and go,
and say the same
motherfucker's not wrong.
Look, this is one of the few times I can tell you that I definitely, for real, did that. Sometimes I think I do that. And I don't.
In your brain theater?
I have thought that I have, said something specifically to her, and I've been like, oh, I didn't? I meant to do that.
It's probably best you actually didn't.
On that note, I've officially admitted that I'm crazy, so maybe we can stop this episode. So, again, this beer, like all of the pitches.
They're great. Try them all.
Hi-Wire
is killing it with these pitch fucking beers. High, low, double, whatever the fuck.
And they're IPAs, so they are great baseball.
Yeah,
like if you want to sit outside,
it does, man. You want to just drink one and watch fucking baseball.
You feel being outdoors and it's good. It's great. It's perfect.
You might get sick playing baseball, drinking it, so maybe not do that.
No, this
drunk baseball. That's a whole fucking game.
This is 100%. This is 100% viewing baseball beer. This is not playing baseball beer. You want the thing that's like
4%.
4%. You want
your Michelob Ultras.
Aloha.
Ooh, yeah.
That one, that one, liquid wave or what? You know the one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
We just had this the other day.
The Kona Big Wave.
Fun. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. I was like,
that's a good one.
I'm dancing around it, but that one's like 4%. That's a good one.
You want to keep it under 5 if you're going to be doing shit.
If you want to play ball, that's what you want.
Yeah.
If you want to watch ball and have fun talking about it, apparently,
Hi-Wire.
You want this. This was like 6.7, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty up there. This is pretty good.
Yeah, it's really good.
Mosaic. Remember, we've been excited.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Well, no, I do know.
Did you look it up?
It is specifically the hops. It's the kind of hops.
So they just have a mosaic pattern on them when they grow?
No, I don't know anything about the hops. I'm just telling you I know that that's the name.
Much research?
No, that's the name of the hops.
Okay.
Though. I know that much.
Now I want to know why they named it that. Bastards.
Now you have to do your own research.
Oh, man.
Oh, I'm sorry, bro. You know me, dude. I do so much on the movie. The beer is too much extra work, dude.
Yeah, that'll have to be my job, I guess.
But on that, like we already said, this was great. But, Bo, what are we doing next time?
Next time, we're keeping the laughs rolling, brother. We're going to do some Beverly Hillbillies with some country boy brewing. Fuck, we drink too much on this show.
Do that all over again. So we got a clear one from start to finish.
All right. For the patrons, that was really funny.
No, everybody's keeping that. I want you to know
no,
that.
You're going to keep it.
Yeah. But I do want a clear one for that way they have a good reference.
So the people can hear it. All right. Country Boy Brewing's Hillbilly Hustle. Because we're going to do Beverly Hillbillies.
See, but that's why we can't cut it. Because I think for Beverly Hillbillies, it's great. The stumble was great. It's very Jethro, right? Like, come on now.
I love it.
All right, guys. We had a lot of fun today. It was great. It was fun to do a baseball one, and it's not been 4 hours in a room with you guys. And by you guys, I mean both Bo and the people we're talking to.
Oh, man.
I love you, Bo, but nice. You gotta admit, some of those baseball movies.
I'm a short fucking experience. You only want to keep it to like 2 hours, or I get annoying.
Like, we leave and we have a great time, but you gotta admit 4 hours for some of those baseball movies. Woo! But on that, Bo, do you got something you want to end us with?
Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, man, just go play some fucking ball. Grab your kids, throw some catch. It's America's game for a reason.
Play ball.
Yes! He's been an old man since his 20s.